Hi everybody. Welcome to the Farmhouse Family. This is our very first introductory video on our brand new YouTube channel. Um, I'd like to start out by thanking you for even trying our videos, and I hope you will stick around and see all of the amazing things that we have planned to share with you. First of all, I'd like to just share a little bit about myself and my family. Um, I've been married for 37 years to my wonderful husband, and for the first 27 years, our dream was to have a farm where we could raise animals and have a garden and do some hunting and just be out in the country. Um, well, 10 years, almost 11 years ago, our dream came true, and we were able to purchase 20 acres in northern Minnesota, and it had a barn and a beautiful farmhouse and garage and just a few outbuildings. We purchased this, we went halves with our adult son, Whit, and we then rolled up our sleeves and started to fix everything because the farm was pretty well run down when we purchased it, and we just had so many plans for it. Well, since then, we've had so many good times and bad times, and we've learned so much along the way. A lot of it we didn't have the finances to be able to have somebody come in and do it for us, so we kind of were forced to learn a lot so we were able to accomplish things. Now this channel and these videos that we'd like to do all came about because I'm in a very wonderful homestead group on Facebook, and just filled with some really fantastic people. And just kind of to celebrate our 10-year anniversary, I just shared some photos over the past 10 years, just a few photos about the different things that we've done or do here on our homestead. And I was just amazed. What a blessing for so many people to like or love the post. And along with that came a lot of questions that people had about starting a homestead or being on a homestead or how we do this or that. I kind of got flooded with private messages and just questions on the actual post. Trying to answer all these questions became kind of hard. So my family, with the encouragement of my family, and we're all going to participate in this over the course of the upcoming videos, we thought that we could help others that are just starting on their journey, or maybe they're halfway on their journey, or they just someone who just wants to learn a new craft or a new take on a new project. We don't claim to be experts. We all went to the school of hard knocks, and we just have plain old living experience, and we just like to share it with others. What we'd like our channel to be about is different skills and crafts that we've learned over the years, and we'd like you to actually comment, like and subscribe, and then comment on what you'd like to see, what projects or what topics you'd like us to cover. Now, our family has been very blessed, and I say this because we've know and have a lot of experience. My husband and I both grew up with parents, both of our fathers were in World War II. My father was in the Depression, and he lived in a rural area on a farm. So he knew a lot about farming and gardening and projects like that. And he passed a lot of that along to me. And my mom, she grew up very poor and was hungry. So when she got married, her first thing was that she wanted to learn a lot of the preserving and the canning and the household things, to make her home just wonderful for her husband and her kids. So I learned a lot of wonderful things from my mom. She, from bread baking to canning to how to preserve food, just, basic things. My husband's mom and dad, they both are very talented. His mom has done so many crafts and so many things. In fact, she taught me how to make soap on her wood cook stove. That was so fun for me. Um, that was so many years ago, and now she's older and doesn't do that anymore on a wood cook stove. But it was just wonderful things that we've learned from our family, our parents. Um, and then over the course of the years living on the farm, we've learned gardening and, like I said, soap making. We've learned cheese making. We've learned woodworking, spinning yarn. Like I said earlier too, bread making, canning, basic preserving like dehydrating and freezing, basic household repairs. If you're on a homestead or even just have a farm, you need to know just some basic things because it's really pricey to get an expert in to do some of this stuff. While we always will advise you to spend the extra money on something that's a serious, problem or issue in your home. Sometimes there's just little basic things that we've ran across that it's easy. It's as long as you have the knowledge. We'd also like to cover maybe next spring some fence building, beekeeping, jewelry making. My daughter makes fabulous, beautiful jewelry. She repurposes a lot of old jewelry, broken pieces, and she's just wonderful at that, very talented. Refinishing furniture, floral arranging, sausage making, smoking meats, foraging, fishing. I have a grandson who's he is a wonderful fisherman, and maybe someone out there would like to get some tips from him. Hunting, archery, how to properly shoot a bow. I mean, there's just so many different subjects. Remodeling. We've done a lot of remodeling here at the farm. Then we thought maybe some tractor repair and simple maintenance on tractors and automobiles. It's very pricey to bring your vehicle in, and some people don't know how to do some of the basic things. We'd also like to do about herbs and foraging in our area, herbal remedies, basic cooking. Maybe someone out there would like just to learn how to, cook some basic meals. I guess sometimes we take it for granted and think that because we've been doing it, I've been cooking since I was 8 years old, and I love to cook. But my training is from my mom and just home economic classes when I was in junior high. The rest is just my experience, and while I love to cook a fancy meal, but that's not always practical, and it's not always practical on a farm, and when you have so many things to get accomplished in a day. So I'd like to just share some good old home cooking recipes that maybe can help someone feed a large family. My mom was great at stretching $1 to make everyone, feed everybody, because she had 7 kids. They had 7 kids. So I'd like to share some of those things if there's an interest in it. Maybe make some homemade beauty products and some homemade cleaners. I know a lot with the green movement, and people are more health conscious and they don't want all the chemicals anymore. Some of these things I've been doing for years before it was cool. So, and then one of the last things that I'd really like to cover is just crafts. It's my personal favorite. Just things like sewing, knitting, crocheting, embroidering, quilting, miniatures. You tell me. I mean, and if someone in my family if we don't have experience with it, what I'd like to do is try to get maybe guests to come in and sit with me in my she shed and maybe share their knowledge of some subject that they've learned. So that's kind of what we'd like to do. And now, as far as our farm, We do have experience, of course, with raising animals. Over the years, over the 10 years, we've had turkeys, we've had ducks, we have cats, we have dogs, we've had chickens, we've had cattle, we have Dexter and Jersey, and we've actually crossed them to get smaller breeds of a milking cow. And personally, they're just, I think they're adorable. But anyway, that's another video. We have Suffolk sheep. We've had Saanen goats, and I've made lots of goat's milk soap, which I recommend highly. And we've had pigs. We've had a heritage breed called Red Wattle, and we really, really enjoyed that. In the beginning years of our farm, we went to a lot of farmers markets and sold our goods. And we also sold the homemade goat's milk soap to 2 different organic stores, health food stores type, in our area, in 2 towns. I no longer do that. I don't go to the farmers markets anymore because of a illness that I have, a chronic illness. And about 2-3 years ago, I had to kind of slow down and take it a little bit easy. So I don't do as much there, and we don't do those anymore, but we do have the experience. So if someone needs some tips on how to get started or how to market their product, ask the question. Maybe we'll be able to answer it. Well, I just like to thank you, and thank you for hanging into the end of this video. And this one isn't going to be all that exciting, I guess, but I just wanted to say hi and introduce ourselves. And maybe on our next video, we'll give a tour of the farm. My son is setting up a woodworking shop. My husband has like a metal shop, forging area. Of course, we have our big old barn, which it's beautiful. We have the pole building, which actually holds my son's auction company. He has an online auction company, and my hubby works with him. And it's a family, just a very small family business. And in the pole building is where I have my she shed. This is what I call it, or she room, if you'd like. And we have the farmhouse, the tiny house, and we have a greenhouse. And that's another video if anyone's interested in. I can get my hubby here to sit, and we can go over how he built that, him and my son. A lot of what they've built for me is using repurposed and reusing as much materials as we can. And through various contacts, it's amazing how when you just talk to people, and they may have something that you need on your project, and they're glad to get rid of it out of their yard. So, I mean, just different things like that. And on our list of future projects, it's actually in northern Minnesota right now. It's snowing out today, and it's cold, and it's November, so we don't have, we can't work on any projects like that. But what I would love to have sometime down the road is a summer kitchen, an old-fashioned summer kitchen. So hopefully that project will we'd be able to film it and show step by step how that would come about. That's another thing I would love to have, to be able to can and bake and cook, not in our houses in the summertime. Well, that's about it. And we would love if you would like and share this video with your friends. And if you'd love to subscribe, we would just really appreciate it. And I would like to say thank you and God bless. And please comment if there's something you would, a future video you'd like for us to cover, or a subject you'd like for us to cover of what I've mentioned. So have a blessed day. God bless. And thank you from all of us at the Farmhouse Family.